Hello guys, John with you again, and yes, it's another unboxing, so therefore it's another project for John to get his little fingers stuck into. And like all projects, I start with an unboxing. Yes, an unboxing. This is a peculiar little kit. It's a company from a company I only heard of really since I got this kit. It's RPM models. To the best of my knowledge, they're a Polish company. Okay. The kit was made in Poland anyway, and the instructions are all in Polish as well. Thank God for pictures. Thank God for pictures, and thank God that the numbers are all the same anyway, so at least I'll be able to make it. So, like all unboxings, we'll have a look at the box. Okay, a little bit battered here and there in places, you know what I mean? Look, a couple more down here, you know, not the best condition as in boxes, but not really worried about condition of the boxes. The condition of the parts I'm more interested in, and what the parts look like, what they'll come out like. So we'll have a quick look at the box anyway. So it gives us a rundown of the decals. Okay, and by the looks of this, it's got German decals. As far as I know, that's Belgian, Polish, don't know what that is, and some US Army ones, and it also gives French and I think Italian as well, or Spanish actually. Yeah, some Spanish ones as well. So you know, why not? And a couple of other countries. I'm trying to make it out because it's like I said, it's all in Polish, and I don't speak Polish. So I'm sure one of you out there do speak Polish. Okay, and you might be able to correct me when we go into the instructions. You'll see what I mean, where you know, about different markings and things. Okay. So anyway, it's according to this box, it's a Char Canon BT or FT17. Right, it's basically the Renault FT17 or the Renault FT17 if you want to get your pronunciations correct. Okay, very interesting little tank, nice and small and compact, and sort of a funny little tail out the back. And the tail out the back basically is to help it get over trenches. You know, if you can't make it long enough like the British did theirs, and the one or two German ones that were made, just to give it a little tail on the back. That'll kind of extend your length and help you get up over the trenches. In World War I, the French used it, as well as the Belgians, I think, had some, and also they gave them to the Americans. One of the battalions of Americans was led, of course, by your man there, good old George Patton. Okay, that's where he made his name. I'm inside one of these little things. The French had made so flicking many of them that they actually survived right up to World War II, and they were actually served in World War II. The French used them at the start, and the Germans even used them during World War II for sort of local security, things like that. So they got some amount of use when you consider it, do you know what I mean? And there are quite a few of them still running and operating today. And yes, there's still some going quite well. So it's an interesting little tank. Some right nice colour schemes there. Even just going by the box, and you know, you can check out online, you get some lovely colour schemes as well. So on the box we get a picture here of two tanks, and some chappies. I presume they're French. They look kind of French anyway. Not that anybody kind of looks French, but I'm only going by their uniforms. They look sort of Frenchish uniforms. It's in 1/35 scale. Anything else I can tell you? Sort of nothing really to tell you there. And a couple of other little bits pieces here on the side, giving you some other kits which are made by RPM. We've got it's hard to sort of see this, what it actually says there. It's the L337L. Okay, it's a little tankette. Okay, we've got the FT17, another FT again. It's an FT31, is it? The FT31, would that be, say, the Germans version of it? I'm not sure. We've got another one of those little tankette things, and we've got another interesting little rocket launcher there on a small rocket base there. So there's some other sort of kits from RPM, but we're really only interested in this one. So let's take the top off. We'll have a look what we get inside. We get our instruction sheet, and like I said, we'll go through that in a minute. We've got a decal transfer sticker, water slide, you name it, we've got it. Transfers, stickers, okay. Oh look, a Russian one as well. Yay, everybody seems to have used this bloody thing. And we've got 2 bags of sprues. So, like everything else, we'll go through the sprues first. We'll start with the small bag this time. We normally start with the large one, but we start with the small one this time. You know, let's be nice to them. Let's be nice, and we'll start with the little fella first. Right. So in our first bag, we get our tracks. Now they're not your typical kind of rubber tracks. They're actually quite stiff. They are actually quite stiff. This one here seems to sort of, yes, I knew I was going to break it, but we've broken one. I'm sure we'll get it fixed. But very, very stiff, very stiff tracks. Hopefully that won't give us problems down the line, but the tracks are pretty stiff. We've got 3 sprues. 2 sprues here are identical. Okay, so we look at one and we can put one behind us. Right, we look at that one in a minute. So looking at the first sprue, right, we get it up nice close to the camera so we can have a nice look at it. We'll turn it around, I suppose. Now, I'm not seeing any numbers. Are you? No, I'm not seeing any numbers on the sprues. Okay, which can be a bummer. So let's hope there isn't too many parts, because I'm just guessing that they we'll have to sort of over and back to the instructions telling us to, you know, take this piece from there and that piece from there. Now there does seem to be little bits of flash here and there on some of the parts. I mean, this part here seems to be, no, that seems to be a pronounced ridge. I thought it was a bit of flash there for a second, but it's quite a pronounced ridge around that, so it's probably meant to be there. Okay, we've got our wheel. I presume these are all the little wheels. Okay. So loads of little wheels and a big wheel. Drive sprocket then, I presume is this piece here. Plastic seems okay, it seems quite nice. The only bugger of a thing I seem to say so far is that we don't have any numbers on what the parts are, and I'm not liking that, but we'll find it anyway. We'll figure it out. Okay, so we've got 2 of these. We have another sprue here. We've got in the dead center we've got a bucket. Yes, a bucket and a handle. All tankers apparently need a bucket. Okay, we've also got little bit of extra warpage there on one of those pieces. Okay, it seems to be kind of pushed out a bit more than, say, the other side. I presume they're supposed to be the same. Whether they are or not now, I do not know, but I don't think that they're supposed to sort of go quite at that much of an angle. Okay, some more pieces here then for the sides. Yep. And our two sides and our bottom. Okay, so we've got those. Our second sprue, second bag, shall we say, is the large bag. And again, no numbers. In this bag we've got two sprues. Okay, we'll put one aside. Oh, we've got three sprues. We've got three sprues. We've got another little sprue here. Okay. Appear to be track pieces by the looks of that. Okay. Now I do know that I think Tacom do one of these, but they do with a full interior. You know, it's quite a small little vehicle, actually a very small little vehicle. That's going to be fun building that. Considering that I wouldn't build the aircraft because it was so small, am I going to sort of have fun with this little one? We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Okay, so we've got the base of it, the base apparently of the tank. We've got our upper hull. The size of that is tiny. Alright, we've got the two sides. Appears to be the back. Okay, here there's our little tail, parts for our tail. Our circular piece, but detail wise, you know, this seems okay, seems quite nice. I know that this thing has plenty of rivets, so let's have a close look at the rivet detail on that. Not bad at all. Okay, as we can see, the rivet detail on that is actually quite nice. Right, so we've got more than of these small little parts. Camera doesn't like looking at white for some weird reason. It's sort of a white plastic. Bit of a sort of diamond plate texture on that there. Oh, there we go. And on the base of it then loads more rivets. Rivets everywhere. Oh, come on. Well, not bad, not too bad at all. That's the biggest sprue. And now it's finally the last sprue here, and it seems to have most of our turret components. Okay, it's got our doors at the back of the turret. Right, you can't have them open. Well, it's not going to give you an interior, so why have them open anyway? You know, you're not going to sort of have it open to see nothing, are you? Okay, we've got our turret top with the little that sort of fits on top of that. I don't know whether is that the actual way in or out. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they sort of get in and out through those little double doors thing. Okay, and we've got our gun for the front as well. Have to have a shooty thing. Pointless having a tank unless you're going to have a shooty thing. Okay, again some rather nicely detailed pieces. If the camera would only just zoom in on them. Like I said, the camera doesn't like white. There we go. We've got some numbers on these ones. And we've even got a sprue indicator. Sprue A. Isn't that weird? It's only on one sprue. We're getting our numbers and letters and things like that. So one sprue has that, and that's our turret. Okay. So anyway, that's basically the parts. There isn't that much, but they are freaking tiny, so that's going to be fun. We've got some decals. Okay, So we've got some roundels there. We've got the little hearts. Oh. And as far as I know, it was the Americans that used these ones here then. The spade, but it's a red spade. And that red heart, I think they were the two different sort of battalions that the US used. That was their markings. And there is a little bit more to it like that. Le Tiger, I think it says on that, so I'm not sure if that would be the American one or not. Okay. I don't speak French, so I won't pronounce it. There's some numbers, some more white ones. Some German ones there. So now I know on the box, on the cover of the box, they show that it's got a white sort of swastika type thing. Okay. Now, judging by the way that swastika is, it's more like the Finnish one rather than the German swastika. But I'm not seeing it on the decals. Okay, and I know that a lot of these places, they don't like giving you a swastika in case you sort of misinterpret it. Okay, so on to the instructions anyway. Oh yes, we have another quick look at our tracks. Like I said, one of them was already kind of popped there. Well, it wasn't totally popped. I did kind of help it along a slight bit there, right? But detail wise, not bad. Okay. I presume I can kind of fix that in some way, shape or form. I'll try a bit of glue on it, we'll see. But I'll probably have to sort of soak them in some warm water anyway, just to kind of bend them around to fit onto the vehicle. And hopefully we'll get them on. We have no problems with them. But they are quite stiff, right? And the tracks for these were basically just a sort of a flat plate with a little bit of a rise, then just for that little bit of traction, and then the slidey ones then for the bottom. Okay. So there's the tracks. So on for the instructions. I'll just bring the camera down a slight bit now for the instructions. Okay. So we can get a closer look at the instructions. Okay. Like I said, it all seems to be in Polish. There we get a full kind of a write up of it. Okay, again in Polish, so I'm not going to attempt it. We show our decal sheet. Okay, and then we've got some painting and marking options. Right now, presume that's French. I'm only going by the Franca thing. American number 2 is an American one, according to that. Number 3 here is that this is 2 of the American ones. Sorry, I beg your pardon. This is the American one with the heart. Number 2. Number 3 is this one here. French, I presume. I'm not too sure. Oh, is it Polish? Is it a Polish one? I do not know. Okay. Mind of information. It's a really mind of information. Next one here then is another American one. Right, 327th Battalion. Don't know what number 5 is. Well, it's German by the looks of it. Okay. 1944, German one. Okay. Finnish one, Finlandia. Yeah. 1921. So obviously after the war, First World War, they gave some to Finland. Polish one, 1920. And we've got a French one then from 1940. Okay, showing the roundels. Right, the Polish one there, 1940. Right. Here now we've got one from 1942, French, I think. Okay. 1937, Spanish, probably during the Spanish Civil War, I think. Hispanzea, so I presume that is Spanish. And finally then we have another one from Spain, 1937. Okay. So there are the different painting options that we have. And like I said, like I thought, the numbers are on the Sprue map, not the pieces. But, you know, hey, it's not the first time I've had it, and we can just play around with it and have fun anyway. Okay, so more Sprue map parts, giving the numbers and the parts on the Sprue. Okay, so then we get into the building of it anyway, right? Step 1, we're making up 2 of these things. The drawings are a bit, shall we say, a bit basic. We call them basic. Right. Step 2. Step 3. Step 4. Step 5. Step 6. Step 7. And step 8. Okay. That's all sort of making up the sides. So we have our 2 little side sections with the we haven't actually got our track on yet, but we've got the runners and all that kind of stuff all ready to go. Okay. Then we're into the body of it. So we've got step 9. Okay. That seems to be the driver's section. So it's got a bit of an interior. It's got the driver's compartment. Step 10 then, we're fitting the driver's compartment onto the base and globbing on the sides and the back. Step 11, popping on the top and the doors then for getting in and out of for the driver and things, right? Step 12 then, we've got more of these little flaps and hinges. Okay. And here, I mean, because it gives sort of a nice little bit of a driver's interior, it'd be no harm to sort of have these doors open, you know, just to, you know, quite nice to show it off, because it's only a small little thing, so why not make it look good. Okay, step 13 and step 14. Putting on that lovely little tail on the back of it. Okay, so step 15, finishing off the tail. That's actually no, it's not the tail. It's the back of the tank. Okay, little storage box there and some tools and things. Same here there on step 16. Step 17 then, we're putting on the 2 sides then with the wheels and suspension, putting on our tracks and a few little bits of storage, and sticking on the bucket, and some spare track links then for a finish. Okay, that's it. That's really it. Oh yes, the turret. Yeah, didn't give us the turret yet. So finish off then step 19, 20 and 21. We're building up the turret. Start off with building the gun first. Okay. You've got the little Canon part piece, and there's a machine gun as well, as far as I'm concerned, Hotchkiss. Putting the turret together, and finally then popping the turret in. Now what all that is now, I do not know. Rivets take from turrets and sprue wheels. Alright, I presume they're on the sprue. And you can take the rivets from them if you want to put on some extra rivets on the turret. That'll be fun. Put on your own rivets. Rivet it yourself. We're not going to bother for you. Okay, and there's the pattern for the rivets. So the turret is quite bare, and you got to put on your own rivets. Okay, and you cut them off from the sprue. That's what I can gather from that. That's only just giving it a quick look. Okay. So anyway, lads, that's it. That's a quick unboxing. Nothing more I can really say about it, because there isn't that many parts. As you can see, it's going to be a nice small little kit. It's definitely going to be interesting. Okay. Like I said, the French, they built hundreds of these, absolutely hundreds of these. And they did them right up to World War II. They were used as, you know, all between the wars as training and things like that. And if you watch the tank museum, they give Mr. Fletcher on that. He gives a very, very nice tank chat on the FT17. And he said they were kind of used like mosquitoes. As in, there was hundreds of them, sort of, it'd swarm. They'd attack in a swarm. I mean, they weren't heavily armoured. They'd stop machine gun and rifle bullets, alright. Small arms fire, but they wouldn't stop anything like a field gun. But if you had a field gun, and you maybe 2 or 3 field guns in your in an area, and you had a couple of hundred of these little things freaking charging at you, you're going to leg it, because there's too many of them. And it's a powerful little gun, you know, considering the time that these things were built, 1917, 1916, 17, 18, you know, ideal little job. Okay, anyway, lads, that's it for an unboxing. Please join me for the build, because the build is definitely going to be interesting, to say the least. Thank God you won't be seeing me actually build it. You'll just see me sort of showing you the bits and pieces as I've done. You won't hear the effing and blinding out of me that I'll be doing while I'm building this thing, I can assure you. Okay. So anyway, lads, I'll catch you on the next one where we'll build this thing. So join me for build update number 1, and coming your way pretty soon to a channel near you. So anyway, lads, take care. Enjoy your modelling. Stay safe, and go out and buy yourself a kit. Build it and enjoy it, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.